What up, party people? We got 13 people in here. No one wants to talk. No one wants to chat. What's up? Come on, guys. Give me a little bit. Let me give me some energy. What do you guys want to talk about? Or can I not see the chat on my end and there's actually, an issue? Yeah, I can't see the chat. Okay, interesting. Okay, there's only 2 people in here. Moderation settings. Weird. So I can't see the chat, which fucking sucks. Topics couldn't be changed during live. Can someone put something in the chat as like a test? I mean, I can put something in. So I can put something in. Oh, gotcha. So you can't get TikTok. Interesting. This is wild. Sorry, guys. Bear with us. We're trying to figure out how to set this up so it'll work seamlessly in the future. I'm not able to see. It shows a chat, but it's not showing the chat, so I don't really know what y'all are saying, if you're saying anything at all, which is really weird. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. I gotta pull it up. Okay, I have the chat now. All right, we're cooking with fire. I don't know how many people are in here. What up? Alfred in the house. K so in the house. Do you know Chata Queso? We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. This is going out to all the people. Wealth is in the house. Welcome. We're talking NFL. We're living the vida loca. I may just start pulling up some Pornhub here in a second to get some level of something. John, hello. King of the something. There's a lag between the 2 lives. Okay. Who cares? No one's watching. You can't watch both at the same time. I'm assuming it just has to do with like servers and stuff. All right, at least I can see. So there's chat. Why? So interesting. TikTok. So we've learned that TikTok, if you use stream keys, like basically punishes you. It does not want you to use this. It wants you to use it in the app. But obviously, then there's these issues with images and what you're looking at, and this, that, and the other. So I don't know. Okay, and then in the chat here, I can see if I'm in StreamYard, I can see the chat for YouTube. I can't see the chat for I cannot see the chat for TikTok in the StreamYard. How the fuck did I do that? Something's wrong. All right. Well, what do you guys want to talk about? Bear Hose, user 647. What up? Banners. I don't know that I like these banners. This is the most sleek. If I pull this down, yeah, not bad. All right. Let's get some takes going, guys. Let's get some takes going. I want to hear your take on. I'm a Colts fan. Why I'm a Colts fan. Why my team over there? I want to hear your take. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is an EPA per play based graph you're looking at, right? So this is every single play for 2023. Colts were bad last year. They couldn't throw the ball. They couldn't run the ball. Their defense was all right. It was a little bit better than average, but it wasn't really this elite D. And yeah, that's kind of where they were last year. Now, they've obviously, drafted a young quarterback. But if we were to look at what that all culminates to with some of the more predictive stats, we would look to things like DVOA, and we can actually look at that, right? So we can pull that up right here. And what do we see? We see that the Colts, and here I'll zoom out a little bit so we can. What do we see? We see that the Colts are still projected to be a bad team. And I'm not all that surprised by this, right? You have a rookie quarterback. You don't really have this crazy team that you're plugging a rookie quarterback, right? You're not just one piece away, so to speak. Anthony Richardson is probably going to struggle, and I think he's going to struggle more than average because he didn't play very much in college. We're not talking about a guy that had 4 seasons of starting, and this guy played 8 games, I believe. He's got a lot of development left. You can see DVOA punishes teams with rookie quarterbacks, right? And to be honest, it should. Rookie quarterbacks are unknown and they have a high likelihood of not being very good. Now, that being said, can the Colts put something together? Maybe. But I think it's a big maybe. I don't think their defense is all that good. They don't really have any wide receiving core. I think Pittman is their only guy. It's not like if you're Anthony Richardson, you're just not coming into a situation where you just have an insane amount of continuity everywhere, but quarterback, and then you can lean on those guys. You have a whole new coaching staff, and Bear, like to the point where one bet I've actually made is for the Colts to have the worst record, to lose the most games, at plus 1,500. I think it's a lot of value. So that's kind of my take. They got Amari Rodgers, not a good retirement core, but they have depth. Yeah. But I think you don't need depth right now for a young quarterback. You need veteran leadership that understands the position and can help. I think Colts are prime to be more of a train wreck than the Cardinals, because at least with the Cardinals you have a veteran quarterback in Colt McCoy. Theoretically, he shouldn't make as many mistakes. That being said, we can look, where do we see Colt McCoy over his career? And I mean, it's not like a very impressive feat, but it is, something we can look at. So he didn't play last year, but we can pull up career numbers here. And Colt McCoy, I believe he's right here. So Colt McCoy being right there, right? So from an EPA per play basis, and we'll zoom out just a little bit here. And I know this is a little bit hard to read, but on an EPA per play basis, I'm just going to zoom in and scroll down. He's less than average, but he's consistent. So yes, you're going to get a drop off at quarterback. That's 100% accurate. It's just I just don't think he's going to make as many interceptions and things like that Anthony Richardson will make. So I think that both these teams will be bad. I do think that. I just think that the Colts may be primed to go a little bit worse. I just got I appreciate your take. You think Jonathan Taylor is going to stay? I don't know. He already signed the contract, right? So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place, right? I don't know. Do you want him to stay? Isn't he kind of a distraction right now? He's not really what you want out of a young quarterback, right? Hayden's in the house. Yeah, I don't know if it mixed well with AR play style. Yeah. The interesting thing I will say about that team, right, is got to be the offensive line, ranked as top offensive line 2 years ago, and then they just had an abysmal season last year. I think I have those metrics on the free side. No, I don't. I don't have them anymore. We do have NFL rankings from PFF as well, but I took them off. the website. But it'll be interesting to see because, like, you combine that, if they have another season like that, whoo, that's going to be rough. Now, to be fair, I think the same thing can go on in Houston, right? I think both of these have, pretty big floors, so to speak. It wasn't so bad. I used to rave about that, especially after JTCs, and I thought they would carry us. Yeah. It was so bad. Yeah, I know. It's just very interesting. And it's hard to understand why, right? Hard to understand why. Bear Hose. Bear Hose. This is a very interesting name. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. You're on our first live via our stream key ever. So welcome. And thank you for blessing the chat. You're forever a legend. Sorry, Mike ALTS. I didn't see your comment. Which quadrant is the best? This quadrant is the best. So, right, you want to have good offense, which is over here. You want to have, this is bad offense. Then this is good defense. This is bad defense, right? So good offense, good defense is here. Bad offense, bad defense is here. This is good defense, but bad offense. And this is good offense, but bad defense, right? Let's look at some futures, though. I think futures get the people going. So let's look at projected DVOA. These are numbers ran by Football Outsiders. So a very respected metric in DVOA, which stands for defensive adjusted value over average. Very, very predictive statistic. Does it mean it's perfect? No, it doesn't mean it's perfect. But when you're looking at predictive statistics, this is one of the better ones, if not one of the best. Interestingly enough, Yeah, the only one of the few things that's actually beats this is lines. And why is that? Because those are undergoing market dynamics, right? Efficient market hypothesis, right? So people are betting moves, lines and directions and moves the odds and probabilities. Right. That has a lot of information baked into it. So other than that, which is a backwards looking metric, not a forward looking metric, right? You don't know where the line is going to close. If you did, then you would bet. And that's why you use models to try to inform you where you think the true line is versus where it is right now. So using a forward looking metric like DVOA, where you can quantify these things, you can then take it even further, right? And then run simulations on the season for all the teams based off of injuries, based off the strength of schedule, all these different dynamics. You can then come to understand where you think value is. So we've done that, and there's a number of teams that we found value on. We're going to make a total of 8 futures bets this season. And maybe potentially more individually. There are 3 members of Bully the Board. I know that for me, I guess I'll speak. There are 8 that I'm going to take. They have the highest edges. So in those cases, those are where I'm learning. I've also taken a 9th, we'll call it extra bet. And that's just because the hold is too good for me to pass up. So, yeah, for me, that game is Seattle, or for that team is Seattle under. I think that there's not as much value, but the market it's a 0% hold market. So it's a free bet, basically. If I made a living just betting 0% holds, then I would basically, if I had no edge, I'd break even. And if I have any amount of edge, I'll make profit. So to me, it's a no-brainer bet. Should I TikTok while I TikTok? Come on, guys, let's get some takes off. We're used to having so many people in our chats. I know that the stream keys make it very different, but don't leave me hanging here. Should I go with? I think I should go with the not Aaron Rodgers. Why can't I think of his name? What's that guy's name? He's the most famous broadcaster ever. Howard Stern, where he does, "Hey now." Nah, I think I gotta go the other way. Dub City's in the house. Yo, Dub City, what are we betting on, man? With Dub City, what's the dub? How are we getting a dub? Who's winning the Super Bowl, Dub City? Queso, who's winning the Super Bowl? Queso, who's winning the Super Bowl? He'd be liking this thing. This is much harder. This is much harder to do. Mad respect to all of the people that do streaming on Stream Keys. It's much harder. Niners book it. Yeah. Kevin, hop on StreamYard. Hop on in here and we can have a conversation. Log into StreamYard and come on. Yeah, 49ers. I don't think it's a bad bet. I think it's a good bet. I mean, even the Sims say that, right? I forget the exact odds, but I know that MD Analytics, like he says, like that surgery is no big deal. Like he has no expectation of drop off, and I honestly think they're in a better situation quarterback wise than they were last year with Sam Darnold being the backup. So I don't know. I don't disagree with you here. I think the NFC is going to be tough. I think like DVOA likes Dallas. I know when I converted our numbers to power ratings, Dallas came out as the number 1 team. So The question will become, what does it mean for the Kellen Moore thing? Like, does that, how does that work? Does that make Dak better or worse? Is it I think you always say this, addition via subtraction. I don't know. It's hard to believe that an offensive coordinator is the problem when the quarterback's the one making the ultimate decision. And the decision is turnovers, right? It isn't like they weren't a crazy competitive EPA-based team. This team is scoring points. It was Dak making mistakes. Jags, we had them against the Jags. All they needed to do was get a third down and they would have won the game. Not only do they not get that third down, they go to overtime and then Dak throws a pick six. They lose the game. Like, how is that an offensive coordinator problem? That's to me where that's where I struggle with the Cowboys. 49ers, they technically did lose their offensive coordinator, but Kyle Shanahan's the one that calls plays. So, I don't know. I don't know what that means, how that ends up working out. I got the keys. What else? What other teams you guys like? What y'all guys like? Give me some Super Bowl picks, my people. Hey now. Is this view better without the lights? Ooh. Little ambiance. Can you see me from that end now? Many people are in. Can I see you? Can you see me that end? How many people are in? No, I don't know how many people are in here. I have to basically be in the live. Just come. Can you come on just go into the StreamYard? You can come into the StreamYard. Can you do that? It says that there's one person, so I think it's just you. Yeah, 1 sec. Okay, cool. One was YouTube. How many are in here on TikTok? 4 on TikTok. Let's go. Let's go, TikToks. Let's go, people. Let's go. So come on, let's get some takes off, my TikTok homies. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Who is winning the Super Bowl? And I'm going to tell you why you're right or why you're wrong. Even for the 4 people, including Kevin, I'll bless you. I'll bless you with the actual Sims. Go sign up on Unabated, guys. Use our link. You can use the code BTB. You can get 5 days free on Unabated. A bunch of tools. We'll talk about one tool today that I think is really, really worth it. And we'll talk about the Sims. I got the Sims. Maybe not. Ooh, okay. So yeah. Season simulator. They also have player prop simulators in the season. Very, very excited to get to use that. Simulations are key. If you're new here, one of the biggest theses for betting comes around quantifying edges and truly understanding how and why you believe you have an edge. And quantifying the uncertainty is really a huge part of that. Okay, anyways, here are the Sims. This is a cool tool. Highly recommend you guys go sign up. Use our promo code BTB. You can get 5 days free. Check out the season Sims. Run some Sims of your own. You can load in your own numbers. If you reach out to me, I will email you the DVOA ones that we were able to derive. Happy to help however I can. The other big cheat that I'm surprised that they don't market here is you can go here, go to Massey Peabody, download the Massey Peabody ratings, upload those. You're cooking with some gas for sure. Using the Massey Peabody because now they don't give you the offensive and defensive numbers, but you can upload them via the simple rate. Yo, Kevin's in the house.
Shout out. What's going on?
Struggling over here.
Is this a little clunky? Yeah.
It's not clunky. It's I'm not talking to anybody. You have to make your own content.
Was Steve saying one of the things that this isn't like it will show up for your followers, but not on the For You stuff? Do you remember him saying that?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I forgot that I need to. I'll have to put headphones in now that you're on. So just give me 1 second. All right. Whoa.
So where
peak? Oh shit. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta fix my audio.
Can you hear me though?
I can still hear you. Yeah, it's on my end there we go. Cool. It's just gonna come through the headphones rather than the speaker, so then it doesn't pick up on my mic. Okay.
Educate me real quick. Where'd you get the keys?
Okay. So this is what that's what I thought. We were all just like speaking different like languages. Yeah, so the keys need to go into a platform of some sort. Like the key isn't. It's like think of it like a truly like a car. Like you have a car key. You still have to like get a car. So StreamYard is the car. So when you can preload in like YouTube's stuff, and that's why you don't have to put the stream keys in there, but it's just pre-doing that for you, and then it's connecting to their server and then putting it up on live. For whatever dumb reason, TikTok, I don't know, whatever. You have to go through this rigmarole. But once you get those stream keys, you just put them into StreamYard. Okay. You put the server key and the actual stream key, and it allows you to go to live. Where do you get them? You go to so we were using different words the same word to mean different things. Steve was saying TikTok Studio. He's thinking it's the thing he downloaded. The thing he downloaded is a version of StreamYard where it's pulling in the stream key for you, so you just go live. Now, when you go to TikTok on the website, you log in, you go to live, and now it exists for you that you can go live. That didn't exist before. Then you click go live, and then it generates the stream key. Then you take that stream key and you put it into TikTok. Or I'm sorry, you put it into StreamYard.
StreamYard.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's an interface on that you're dealing with on TikTok. Yeah. So it's like a whole thing.
Okay, so you're logged into the web version of TikTok right now as well?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I can see the chat. But then you have to pull the chat up. You have the option to pull the chat up in a window. I'm assuming that's because StreamYard doesn't connect. So like StreamYard can't pull in any of the chat. So I have like a side screen now with the chat. So so this is like this.
All right.
Yeah. So, and then I'm just sharing, but then we can do whatever we want to do in StreamYard. And now we are live, I believe, from TikTok and
yeah, we are. I was TikTok. Kind of toggling back and forth.
Yeah, and I know the TikTok is pretty it's probably like 10 seconds delayed, but like it won't matter because you're not watching. Presumably nobody's watching both.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
But this is weird. So I guess we'll have to think about like how this shit works, or what the benefit of doing this is. Because
no, this is highly beneficial. I asked Steve to set this up because now we're live on TikTok, or we're live on YouTube, and this is being recorded on YouTube.
Right.
So all of our lives get posted as videos, 1, and then 2, we can clip up anything that happens in these lives.
Okay.
Yeah. So the big thing that we'll have to work through is like engagement.
If there's nobody, exactly right. Yeah, I mean, you got to have You gotta have engagement to have clips.
Yeah, I mean, like I just did a whole 5-minute diatribe about the Colts, right? You could clip that now. We have an easy video about the Colts if we wanted to. But yeah, in theory, you need, Bebop 87 needs to give us some questions. That would be really helpful.
All right.
The other thing too is we'll have to load a lot of pretty much everything's on the website, but stuff like this, it's like I made today, like it's not on the website. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I guess this isn't crazy. This still looks good.
No, I agree. Yeah, just you mean loading it into StreamYard to be able to pull up?
No. I didn't even think about it. No, I just mean sharing my screen. Like it's nice when you can just do it from the website because then
yeah.
But I guess it doesn't really all that matter, to be honest. Because once you center it, like you can't tell you're on Bully the Board, and you have the banner that says Bully the Board. So,
yeah.
Christopher, welcome. Let's get some takes off. Christopher, what do you want to talk about? Hey now. Oh.
Hey now.
My mic.
Who is that? That's who says that?
Yeah, Howard Stern.
Stern, yeah.
Hey now, tell me about how you're molested as a child. It never made sense. He does good interviews mostly because people really open up, but I never understood why are people what about him makes people do crazy shit and say crazy shit. I don't understand.
People but he was one of the pioneers, right? He was one of the first to have that platform.
But he was he was just over the top from the beginning.
You're right.
And then he somehow he got people open up, and then that transcended, then that was his brand. And then, but it's but why would you trust Howard Stern? I don't know. I never understood that. I guess
sometimes first mover benefit.
Yeah. True.
All right. So okay. So this the projected DVOA stuff here. This looks like you just have it downloaded from your computer that you pulled up.
Yeah. It's just the previewer window, not on the website, but I mean I can load it on there. Do we get some? We got some chat.
Antonio. But yeah, so you understand though correctly that the people that are joining, these are already our followers, correct?
I believe so, yes. Well, no, this can't be because Bear Hose wasn't a follower, and we converted him. Yeah, on the TikTok side of things, it's keeping count how many new followers. We've had 92 total viewers and 1 new follower.
In the 40 in real time?
Yeah, on the TikTok TikTok page.
All right, shut up.
So it's just not feeding the beast when you're in the app.
So let me back up a second. If you enter it, so you can't actually use the stream keys, or can you? Hold on, quiet please. Can you actually use the stream keys to only? Hold on, that doesn't make sense. Let me think about my question real quick.
So the stream key.
I'm trying to think out loud how we get the same or similar engagement, because most lives are going to would-be followers. It's that's where most of the engagement comes from.
No, I would disagree. No, it's new people. It's just the For You page. This isn't on the For You page. I don't know how it gets fed. From my understanding, I don't know. I guess I don't fully know how it's getting fed, but it is getting fed to new people, but it's not getting fed to anywhere near the amount of people that if you're on the app. I don't know. Because I've seen some bigger people. They're using, I don't know if they're using the stream keys, but they're using the studio. So basically Mac, you can't download the app on Mac. So there is for Windows. You could download something called TikTok Studio and you can go live using your computer. Just like we're doing right now. And that's what me and Steve did once before. But this allows you to go live via StreamYard or whatever. I think they're called ODS. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's mostly I think from the gaming world, right? Because what if you wanted to go on Twitch, YouTube, blah blah blah, and then how do you share your compute? How do you share your
gaming screen or your
like the
Right.
game? So you need some way to do that, right? So this is how you do that. So I don't know.
Fresh water, H2O.
Fresh water, Alan.
Give us some fresh takes, man.
Well, let's just feed our own fire and let's just get like one or two takes off. I'd love to. We've ran the Sims. I haven't had a chance to talk to you. You've obviously seen the data now, a couple days. Any big things jump off of you? You know, one of the things that I'm going to bet anything with 20% edge or higher. I think that ends up being about 8 bets. But what jumped out at you when we're talking about the futures based off the projected DVOAs and then the Sims? Like what things were you like, oh shit, definitely disagree with that, and then give me one thing where you're like, okay, this actually makes me feel a lot better about this thing I was thinking.
Okay, well, I don't know if I go so far as to say I disagree with it, but I was very surprised to see the output, like Steve was too, on the Bears.
Yeah.
Did you take them already? Okay.
Yeah, so, I bet the under. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I had been flirting around or just thinking about a lot of bantering around, like just the available metrics and stuff out there. Like, okay, 7.5 win total. Yeah, I mean, probably fair market, at least what I thought, right? But then, to see that our Sims were like, no, fuck that. This should be like 1 win.
No. I think their median wins is 5, I believe.
Yeah,
4.8, 4.8.
But the message being like there is significant EV on their under.
Yeah.
And I think that they're the number one by far. Actually, the Vikings are a close second, which so maybe to segue into them is not as surprising as maybe the layperson may think.
Yeah.
If they were following us at all last year, because we were fading them. We were Vikings faders all season, basically.
Yeah,
last year.
all seasons.
Yep.
And that team was just riddled with luck. So I mean, like I actually brings me a little bit of validation where I'm like, okay, obviously I went back and validated what these numbers said with Football Outsiders or whatever they're called now, Sims, to make sure like, okay, our numbers aren't way off. But like, yeah, I mean, this team, like, think about how lucky your Pythagorean wins is 8.5 and you win 13 games.
Right.
And then when you look back, you're like, holy shit. I mean, they literally neoed like 5 of those games. I mean, they literally were down. They had the literal best comeback in NFL history.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah.
So the Vikings, I wouldn't say I'm surprised per se, but I was like, okay, I like seeing that. But then on the flip side of it, I'm a little disagreeable, and I want you to take a little bit on the Raiders.
Ooh, okay, all right. The over
on their over 6.5. Like a lot. I mean, this isn't a hot take per se, but it's heavily dependent upon Jimmy G not only staying healthy, but I think other things in that division have to go wrong for that to come to fruition.
Yeah.
So that's what gives me a little pause with them. Like if all things are equal, if all 4 of those teams in that division are healthy, I think that's a very difficult number for them to get over. Yeah,
I was trying to. Okay, there they are. So they're 1.5 points better than average. So look, I'm on the opposite take here. I'm very much against them. Like on the other side of the market, our numbers, and when I say our numbers, like our EPA based model loves the Raiders, and it's mostly because of Jimmy G. And you're 100% right. Jimmy G is the glass man, and when you're looking at all of these numbers, that is a huge concern. Like the dude gets injured, and he gets injured a lot. Am I not? Do they? I think they have like injury. I thought they had like injury probability. Yeah.
Oh, is it probability or? Oh, yeah.
No, it's an impact number. Yeah. Okay. So what do they have here? So actually, kind of not really that big of a punishment. Probably too little of a punishment, honestly. But Yeah, so I say all of this, what I'm about to say, with that caveat, 100%. If he gets injured, yes, it's game over. And does he have a higher probability of getting injured than average?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. I think that's fair to say.
King says that's why they should have kept Stidham.
Yeah. Where did he end up going to?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so back up somewhere else. That's got to be the best job in America. Backup quarterback in the NFL. Okay. So that being said, Jimmy G's numbers are
He's on the Broncos.
Oh, okay. Shout out. I mean, we can go to the QB volatility chart. I mean, where was Jimmy G? Jimmy G was one of the most efficient quarterbacks last year. Yeah. Oh, wait. Right. Where was Jimmy G over his career? Oh, he's more volatile than average, but the dude is hella efficient. And then the thing that, okay, you know, small sample size, no doubt, but you can zoom out and we have a very interesting little set of data, about 4 games worth of data. He played in, I think it's 2017. I can't remember the exact year. He played on the New England Patriots, starting quarterback with what offense? Mike McDaniel's offense. So it's a pretty good, small data, but a really potent data set.
Josh McDaniels.
And Josh McDaniels, sorry. So we've seen how Jimmy G operates in a non Kyle Shanahan San Francisco team in that 4 sample size, and it's good. It really is. Now, it is small sample size, yes, and you have to overcome the injury thing. But that being said, like, this is a team that has Devontae Adams, that has Renfro. I mean, they got a number of weapons offensively. Yeah. Josh Jacobs, like they drafted, appropriately on defense. They got their D lines look to be improved. Like I kind of disagree here with you. Like, I don't think things have to go wrong in that division for them to be that competitive. I really don't. I mean, this is a team. Think about it. They played. They always play Kansas City tough. It seems like. I think it's a big question mark still with Denver. I don't think that Sean Payton's a savior.
Definitely agree with that.
The DVOA projections kind of agree with that. Like, they're probably going to be better than last year, but what did they win last year? 4 games, 5 games, 6 games? I don't know. Like, they underachieved. I don't know Sean Payton.
11.
Okay, yeah. So Sean Payton comes in, they win 8 games, 9 games? Okay. But I don't think that that's enough. And that's the Chargers, right? The Chargers were decimated with injury last year. So I'm high. I'm high that and I'm high enough to put my money where my mouth is. I know this. We don't do this this isn't bear out in the Warren Sharp analysis, but using the same double dip methodology that we use, I have 2 tickets for plus 7,500 for them to win the Super Bowl. I think this team is ripe to overachieve. They win 9 games, 10 games. They sneak into the playoffs. Cash my 1 ticket out for 5, 6, 8, 6x. I'm a happy camper. Yeah. So that's where one I would say and for me, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, there's some real data here that's agreeing. And mostly, like I said, I converted our model into a power rating based setup. And the 2 teams that like jumped off that were, I would say, different than the market, although this wasn't out yet, were Cowboys and the Raiders. So now Football Outsiders loves the loves the Cowboys. It has them winning the most games. I think a median of 10.5 wins, and Kansas City, I believe, is in close. No, San Francisco's in close second with 10.4 wins. So.
Okay. Well, Dan, how many at this point? I don't know how many you did, and I see a lot in there. How many different sims?
Well, yeah. So once I thought about, okay, well, once I had the DVOAs, I thought, okay, well, the problem with DVOA is it's a percentage based thing because they compare defensive value over average, right? So average being 0, and so they project all their numbers into percentages. So how do I convert these percentages to a point-based kind of system? So that took a little bit of an art to kind of tune in to get numbers that were reasonable with what they're getting. So once I did that, that's where I got. But yeah, so you're saying you're kind of low on Raiders, but you agree to be low on Vikings. Bears.
I agree to low on Vikings. Yeah, a surprise at the Bears. I'll say that's the word. Surprise.
I got so much, like, not hate today, but like so much pushback today on not even our numbers, but and I think I have a very realistic explanation for this. What about the Bears takes them to 7, 8, 9 wins? Like, because there isn't really anything data wise that can make you jump from what I think they had 3
and 14 last year.
Okay, so think about what you have to add statistically to see them, because it's like we know mental model. Okay, they got better, but like, what does that mean? How do you convert that to numbers? Because you can't just be like, okay, well, let's just give them 3 games. It's like that doesn't really work. So I think that's really the artifact. Like the artifact is the data you have, the power ratings you have, who they were last year were so bad that anything you add to it is going to bump it. Yeah, but it's going to bump it so incrementally, because do you really want a model that's capable of shifting teams that are 3 wins to, 8 wins? Like,
right.
Because how certain is that? Because yes, do we see a team that does that every year? That's what everyone says. Well, we always see that every year. Yes, you see one team make an extreme jump, but what do you see for the league overall? You see a lot of parity of teams kind of staying similar to where they're at. Maybe they switch 1 or 2 spots. You don't see, you see maybe 1 or 2 teams fall off, and then 1 or 2 teams go high. But you don't see this turn. You don't see like the 15 at top go 15. You don't really see that, right? So I think that's what it is personally. I don't know that, but
it's good. But to all those people's points, because I saw it a little bit too today. It was like, they just signed that one defensive guy, the sack guy, Yannick, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever how you say his last name, but outside of that,
and DJ Moore,
linebacker, DJ Moore on the offensive side,
like a couple offensive linemen.
That's all worth 4.5 wins.
5 points. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like, yes, I agree. The numbers probably, this team will probably win 6, 7 games. Like, and they'll be better than they were. But what is that? Like, I don't know.
What is all that worth? I don't know. So okay, but anyway, surprise again was my thought.
Yeah. That's fair.
Saw that, but I am totally comfortable with riding that under. I haven't bet it yet, but
yeah. I mean, and the cool thing here is we're getting so much value.
Let me go back to one thing you said. Is this a sort of arbitrary line in the sand where you said anything over 20% you're betting?
Yeah, completely arbitrary. Just because, I mean, I guess how many people do we have in here? Like handful, if even handful.
I have my phone set up beside of me and TikTok open. There's 3 in here.
Okay. Well, for the 3, it's your lucky day.
Let's go.
Yeah. See, so this is like one of the downsides. Okay. I mean, there's just so much value. And like, how much of your bankroll do you want to put on futures? Right. So that was like, for me, I ended up actually taking 9 because, and I don't know if you saw the video that I posted, like there's, a cool phenomenon here is like, just based off of the markets right now, there's like a lot of 1% or 0% hold markets. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the Seahawks jumped out at me. This is actually a pretty healthy margin or edge. And I know it didn't meet our 20%, but like, I'm betting a 0% hold, so I might as well take my shot.
Right. So it makes total sense.
Yeah, total sense. I think one of the ones that I really like is the Saints. I know it likes the over here, but overall, like this, it's saying this team is like not going to be like that crazy good offensively, and I'm not like I wouldn't say like I'm a Carson like I like fading Carson Wentz the same. But like Derek Carr, like to me is like I think he's literally Andy Dalton. So like I think this is gonna be the same team they had last year.
That's not a crazy take in my opinion. But
so like I'm happy to see that, even because to me the experiment, we've seen it. You saw him on a stacked offense with good wide receivers, and he was like all right. Like I had this idea that he's like going to go to New Orleans and they're going to like set fire. I don't understand that. You had Josh Jacobs, you had Devontae, the best wide receiver. You had Hunter Renfrow, you had Waller. Like you had all these weapons, and yes, they were injured. Some of them were injured. Blah blah blah. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So mental model again here, but how am I like, outside of the on paper metrics and all that? Someone was saying earlier today, like, oh yeah, Saints shoe in to win the division, blah blah, blah 10 wins easy, that type of thing. All that feels very much like another mental model because that division is anyone's
Enigma.
guess. Like it's got to be the most wide open.
It's enigma. Yeah, it is literally. I mean, Bryce Young could be good.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we're basically fading all of the rookies, which I like, but like if one of them's good, that's not going to be surprising.
Yeah. But you're also high on the Bucks, right? You took them.
High is not the word I would use, but I think that they're being punished. Like, I mean, the Sims agree. Like, this is a really good defense. I mean, we can see where they are projected. I mean, it looks like they're going to take a step backwards defensively, but still an average. But where were they overall? This is one of the best defenses. So, they have that. They have, the center coming back. Yes, losing Tom Brady is a big deal, but it's not like this offense was like, crazy last year. In fact, they were below average. And, you're going to have Mike Evans, you're going to have Chris Godwin, you're going to have a number of weapons. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they're like second. They're the second favorite to have the worst record. That makes zero sense to me. That is complete just fugazi. Like, I know football. Like when people come to our lives and be like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And they're like, you don't know ball. And you're just like, all right, like, okay, you're right. Like, if you don't know names, the correlation of knowing information about whatever works and what doesn't. But like, yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on. So I don't know. But that being said, it also scares me because these markets are different than like the normal markets we're betting. They're not going under the same kind of market discovery kind of process because from my understanding, each book has to kind of make their own kind of shit up because there's not the same level of risk, and the risk gets distributed different based off of, where like if you're a New York based book right now, for sure your liability is on the Jets, but like, I don't know, maybe if you're in New Orleans, like your liability is closer to the Saints or something like that. So there's like some weird different dynamics, but it does scare me that those numbers are up because that means that like in theory, like those could be being pounded and they're not changing. So I don't know. Yeah. I had 2 units on it. I took a unit off. So I wouldn't say I love the bet, but I think it's an overreaction. I do. This is going to be a median team. And I think the number is 6.5.
6.5 it is, yeah.
So give me 7. I'm not calling for Baker Mayfield to be MVP. I'm not crazy. But 7 wins in the NFL with like good pieces around you doesn't seem crazy to me. And then add the division that is unknown.
Yeah.
We know nothing about this
against
division.
Rookie quarterback, 2 against second-year quarterback.
Yeah. Shit.
2 more against
2 against Derek Carr. Sign me up, like now you could say the same thing about, the Saints, like 2 against Baker Mayfield, sign me up. And yeah, I get it, but that's what I mean. We bet the under in Carolina last year, and man, I mean, we were sweating some of these games that made no sense. They were winning games that they shouldn't win, then they were getting blown out, then like they were, backdoor covering against Atlanta. Like it just was like, so like, I don't know. Well, we're not actually officially fading. We're only fading Carolina, and I guess we're technically tailing the Falcons. So, which is reasonable to me. I think that's a reasonable. I don't think the Atlanta thing is that crazy. I know Warren Sharp gave out Atlanta to win the division, and that seems a little sexy right now. I would say I'm hearing that, but I would agree. Like that's just an unknown. That's just an unknown division to me. I would say I'm quite surprised at how punished the Ravens are on this scale. Because if you look at the last 8 weeks of the season after the trade deadline, I forget the guy's name that they traded for from the Bears when they did their fire sale. Like they were markedly Yeah, I think he's a middle linebacker, but they were marketably better. Like, and then you got to remember 5 offensive games with no Lamar. You can't tell me that that's not going to skew your numbers.
Yep. 100%.
So I don't know. I have to say I'm surprised that they are where they're out with where they are. But this comes to my point of like, this is good. This is good forecasting. Like, they're not going to do something with the data that they don't actually know to be true. They measure that. Why? We know why it was measured that way, but they don't have a crystal ball to be like, well, but this is what it should be. They don't have that. They just have what was measured, right? And so that you can adjust it, yes, a little bit, but you're not going to adjust and be like, okay, well, in these 5 games, they actually should have won 3. They should be 3. You know, it's just the same thing that's going on with the Bears. Like, they just you're stuck with what you have, and you can't just make teams better because you want them to be better.
All right, I have let's see, 1, 2, 3. I guess I might have a lot more futures bets than I guess anticipated this season coming into it. But you know what? I think I'm okay with it. I'm not super mad.
Yeah. What do you like? So we'll walk through. So let's I want to get your take on all of these.
Well, I can only give you like 2 more takes because it's dinner time over here.
Okay. My bad. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 or 2 takes. So what's your best 1 or 2 takes?
Okay. For the season long stuff then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know, but I'm almost done. I really like the Packers over 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, and that. Wait, is it 7.5? Yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
The rest of that team outside of the quarterback situation is nothing.
Good.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it's something to write home about. Like, they have a good top to bottom team, and that division, the Lions, and let me come full circle here in a sec, but the Lions in that division are one of those teams that are so hyped up preseason. Like, all the value as far as their futures go is been exhausted at this point. And their EPA from last year, like, what the hell do they do on defense to really make?
Yeah, I think they drafted a corner
to win.
And then Jabari Gibbs is their big one, like big.
We just went over the Bears situation.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge question mark. What if, right? And then the other one, the Vikings, were like Vikings faders. You know, I mean, support that. So out of all those things combined, you then look at the Packers and you're like, well, wait a sec here. All right, yeah, it's sexy to think that they're going to flop or fail this year, but if Jordan Love can even like hang around average, even like slightly below average in terms of efficiency, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So I think they got as good a chance as any to
hit that over.
Yep, to hit that over for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. I think that's another wide open division. This is exactly why you follow bully the board, like, to challenge these like easy layup mental things where it's like, the Packers are gonna suck. It's like, what? Like, come on, that's like, that is so like not how the game really works. Like, and even if they do end up sucking, like, you really don't know who Love is going to be, right? So you're gonna get lucky, right? Like, we just don't even have enough. Yeah,
you're just doing the mental models. You're free.
Yeah.
Forecasting what your heart wants to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and then the other one real quick is I like. Speaking of the heart, my heart wants to believe in this, but I need to like dive deep into this a little more. The Browns in there over 9.5. That one just scares me to my core, largely because of another relatively unknown with Watson. You know, he played 5-6 games last year.
Yeah,
and he wasn't good. Yeah, they weren't all that better with him in the lineup. Now, can he reclaim any sort of former level that he was with the Texans? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no, right? But I am not so sure that team. I know the model of the Sims like them to go over, but I disagree with that.
Okay.
pretty.
I think what it's coming down
stuck
to
with
is
him.
this is Deshaun last year. Here's Deshaun in his career.
Right. So if
So-
he can,
Yeah, but even if he can be halfway better, right? Like it's
Right.
such a big improvement. And then also like look who Jacoby Brissett was in that offense with
yeah,
practice, with preparation. Like
right.
so I think that's
Right.
what's driving that sim. So I'm actually that was one of the ones I was like, I like this. Like
Do you? Okay. Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah,
it. I'm
I honestly
excited.
flirted. I flirted with the idea of taking them as a future earlier, like a couple weeks ago. I never
Yeah.
pulled the trigger.
Okay.
But I don't know. The more I'm in my own way on this one, like mentally.
Yeah, all good.
With the Browns. So I
Hey.
think I got to stay away.
All good, man. All good. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Kevin. That was dope. Yeah, we got our
cool.
first
Yeah,
Stream Key live in. Thanks for all the people that joined us. This will live on TikTok if you want to check it out and go back. But yeah, we will see you all very soon. Thank you so much. We're Below the Board. Check out our website if you want to learn more. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.